What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today I got you another cool project. Check this out. So what we got going on here is this thing had a minor accident here in the front. So you can see crash bar is bent in, all these relays are busted. I don't even know how it's still running like this. There has to be some quick repair done on the road to get here. This thing was stalling, and I guess God knows what all those wires do, and they're being all messed up like that. But anyways, it's back from a body shop where they did a review of all this damage here. So now it's my turn. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut from the strut towers forward and make this whole front end here tubular. So I'm gonna start taking all this thing apart to see what I'm working with, and then I'm gonna go ahead and start doing some cutting. Making some headway on the front here. I got the harness pulled out from the front here, trying to reveal more of this crash. And this intercooler is bolted back there. This whole thing pushed in, so I can't unbolt it. So I'm gonna have to start already the cutting. I'm gonna have to cut this here and here so I can take the intercooler out. It was pushed. If you see here, it cracked the piping, and this is supposed to move, and it's not budging. So this is certainly pushed that way, and it's mad about that. So hopefully it didn't break anything else down the road from all that force pushing it back, but I think most of it was handled here. Anyways, I'm gonna start cutting all this crap out so I can take the intercooler off. Well, we got a little carried away. Pretty much took everything off the front here. Radiator's out, intercooler, all the coolers are off. Just sitting down there for now. Cut the crash bar out. Now I get a better look of everything that's going on here. So the plans have changed a little bit. I see that we got this sway bar mount right there. So what I'm thinking is I'm gonna cut these subframe right in front of that, right there. That way I retain the radiator mounts and the sway bar mounts, all that stays put, because cutting it all the way back here instead of here doesn't really give me any benefit other than having to reinstall this sway bar on a new spot. I don't think it's worth it, and I don't think it's worth the hassle. So that little extra 4 inches of material there is not gonna hurt. And when it comes to the top, I'll probably do something similar. I'm gonna leave this section here that holds the fender. I'm gonna leave all that. So I'm gonna cut it right here. See how he already had a hood pin? So I'm gonna cut this guy right here and down there. So leave that piece, leave that, and all it comes out. So that way when I run my tubes, I can run one from there to there, and that's gonna support that whole corner, including the light. Yep, I think that's the game plan. This feels wrong, but it's all right at the same time. I got both of them cut off, so I'm gonna make it look a little pretty. Cut some of these ears that are, you know, standing up, and get all this paint off from all these edges. Get it with a flat disc and get it ready to weld on a plate. It's gonna go here with some nuts so I can bolt on the new piece that's gonna come from there. Now that it's all cleaned up, I made this template here. Look at that. It's like the perfect template. So I'm gonna cut these out of 1/8 inch steel and get it welded in with 2 nuts, one on the bottom, one on the top, and then the tube will come out from the center. And then this is a mirror image for the other side. So you can see there. So that should be simple. Alright, so both sides are tacked up. I'm not gonna fully weld it yet. I mean, what the hell, let's just go ahead and weld it all complete. I can't continue though because I'm missing materials. Somehow the ON tubing is a little hard to get this time of year, but I'm gonna continue to work on this. I'm gonna complete weld it up, and then I'm gonna make the other plate that bolts to this, and the ones that bolt up there to those points. So I can be doing that in the meantime until that material gets here. Okay, so the front end is mocked up together. You can see how beat up this bumper is from the crash. Got a light hanging out. Anyways, so yeah, I just put this thing together as best as I could with how messed up it is. It is holding in place, and that's what matters, because we're gonna start running some tubes, and we need that. We're gonna start running tubes out of there. We kind of need where everything falls, so we don't have a problem later on. So looking at these, my plans have changed a bit. I think I'm gonna run the tubes up on an angle. It's not gonna be flat, they're gonna kick up, and because I'm gonna have a bush bar that's gonna fit right in that cavity in the bumper all the way across. And that's just, if I have it come straight out, it's gonna be right in front of that opening in the bumper. I don't want that. And if I kick it down, then it'll be all the way down there, which I don't know. I think up is safer on a crash. If you look at this right here, the bottom is completely fine. The top got all messed up, and if it has some sort of protection there, it wouldn't gone that far in, all the damage, because the stock one sits all the way back here. There's nothing from there to the bumper, so that's why it did so much damage. Anyways, so that's the game plan. I'm gonna have the tubes kick up, and then have the bush bar sit inside the bumper there, and then mock everything up from there, like the headlight mounts, bumper mount. I need something for up here to hold the top of the bumper up. All right, let's get to work. All right, got some work done behind cameras with my hands from that. So I bent my tube. I also cut the two pieces that are gonna come straight out. I didn't record that because I had to get acclimated with my handy dandy bendy tool. It's been a while since I used this guy. It's really good, by the way. If you can get your hands on one of these, it works perfect. They have different size dies. That's the brand right there, affordablebender.com. I don't know if they're still in business. I bought this a while ago. Shit, I want to say 5 years ago. So, but still works great, even though I only used it on these on this car with the roll cage and all this up front, and never used it since then. So anyways, we got going on here, the two pieces are gonna come out of the rail, and then this guy that tucks right inside the bumper. To do this is pretty simple. You just pick the center line and then do the same distance on both sides with the die, and bend whatever degrees you want to do. I did 40 on both sides, and that's my my bush bar. So I'm gonna get these guys cleaned up, cut it in an angle, because like I mentioned, they're gonna come out of there and point up, so they need to be cut on an angle. And the hardest part is gonna be to match both of them. But yeah, I'm gonna do that and keep going from there. Alright, so I have my bar all welded. It's sitting in there. I gotta weld it to the frame here. And here's the problem, alright? Because this is, I know the bumper is all kind of messed up, right? I know that. But then you look at this thing over here, and it's pretty close to hitting, and it's not over there. But then I put a level here on the chassis. This is where I base myself from, right? Zero these out, put it on the bar in here, and I got 0. So it's perfect straight with the car, level with the car. And then this one has the same angle as that one. It's zeroed out. But then you see stuff like that. So I'm gonna go with my guts, and I'm gonna trust the chassis. I'm gonna trust that the chassis is right. Everything is zeroed out here. And yeah, I'm gonna take it that this bumper is completely effed up, and I should not trust it. So I'm gonna go ahead, tack this in place, pull it out, weld it fully, and start it back up, and see how all that looks. Next up, we got this massive splitter. This thing is, I mean, come on. It's huge. It's carbon fiber, it goes all the way back. That's part of it still. It goes all the way back there. So it covers the hole on the side of the car. It directs the air through here. I mean, it's pretty badass. Sometime I talk shit. So that's the next thing I gotta mount, and I already started playing around with it. I got the mounting tab right there. I'm gonna cut it and get it welded straight to the bar with some triangular reinforcement to make it even stronger. And yeah, let's go ahead and do that. I got the mounting brackets tacked and kind of welded with a triangle piece in the back as reinforcement. This is enough to hold the weight up. I'm not gonna fully weld it until I get the entire bar off the car. As you can see, no more jack below, center to the car. Look at that. Came out pretty clean. Alright, the support parts are in. They are tacked with some beads down there. Just from knowing how to weld steel, I know when I pull all this out to get it 100% welded, it's gonna move a lot. So I make sure I put one on each side and tacks front and back. That's gonna prevent it from moving as much as possible. Even then, it's still gonna move. I'm gonna have to fight that over there, but you know, I did my best to hold it as much as possible. Even then, I think I'm gonna remove the bumper and then weld it in place and let it cool off there, avoid any sort of movement. But yeah, those bars are done now. All the way resting, see that goes right where the splitter and the radiator mount, so it's supporting all that weight from the strut tower on both sides. And it's pretty steady, man. It's stout. I think it's not moving. And then from here I can go ahead and catch my light mount. There's one below there and one over there, so that works out perfect there. Yeah, buddy. Moving on, I'm gonna go ahead and mount the oil coolers. They sit down there, and I'm gonna leave the intercooler for last.
A few moments later.
So at this point, I think I should give you guys an update because I've been doing a lot of work. It's kind of boring work. I didn't want to show it on camera, but I think it's time for an update. I got the oil coolers mounted. One there with the thermostat. It's all tacked. It's not fully welded yet because I need to pull the whole front end apart to do that. Same thing over here. The other cooler is installed. Now I gotta put another cooler on top on each side, which is going to be for power steering and a future automatic transmission on this thing, one of those dual clutch transmissions. But yeah, so what I'm working on right now, what you see here is I'm working on the mounting spot, the mounting bracket for the bumper. So I got some plates held to the bottom of the bumper there, and now I'm gonna start running some support tubes from there to the bar in the bottom. Alright, bumper mounts are tacked in. You can barely see it, but They are down there. They're coming down to the main bar. Same thing over there. So you can see, that's the type of flange I got. It's the same on both sides. No holes in it, so he can drill them out later on when he gets the new bumper to the exact location that he needs. So yeah, we're getting close to being finished here. I got the core sitting over there, so I'm gonna get that and start building. It's gonna sit off to the side, smaller than the one that was used to be here. All right, so it's been some time. I've been working on this thing. It's pretty much a custom intercooler for the car here. We did park it outside for a little bit, and water got in through the hood holes, and yeah. Now I gotta sand down all those tubes and get the rust off. But working here on the mount for the intercooler. That's gonna be the front. The back is gonna have a plate that goes from that mounting point to that mounting point. It's gonna hold it up, and then we're gonna run some tubes, one from here to here and one from here to the throttle body over there. But right now my welder is struggling a little bit because this is pretty thick aluminum. I mean, look at that right there. So, you know, I'm taking it easy little by little, letting it cool off because that fan is going 100. But yeah, should be done here in a second. So I got the front side bracket done. My welder is really struggling to weld this thing. At 180 amps, it can't barely do it. The piping should be pretty simple. It's thin piping. That welder can go through it like there's no tomorrow. But anyways, I wanted to show you guys. Look at that. Pretty much a straight shot from there to the turbo, and from there 90 into the throttle body. And it's all gonna be bi-rent flanges on everywhere, turbo, throttle body. It's gonna be very nice. Very nice. Nice. Got one side done. The reason why it's like this, I don't know if I explained it on the video before, but he wants to run an intake that comes this way. So that's why the intercooler is now short. And it worked out great. Look at that. It's a straight shot from the turbo to the intercooler, back up, and then just gotta make it a 90 into the throttle body. And this is a new throttle body. Is I believe he said it's a GM electric throttle body, so it's not gonna use the cable anymore. So I went ahead and welded the bi-rent clamp to it, the flange. I got this one taped up, so it's a matter of just running the pipe. Now the other issue that he's gonna run into is that is where the oil cap goes, and it cannot be there anymore. I believe that's an adapter tube that puts it up here. Now I don't know much about these cars, but it looks like it. So that's gonna have to be modified, or maybe if it gets flipped, it will put it somewhere back there. I don't know. That's another issue for another day. For now, I'm gonna keep working on this pipe that goes from there and down here. intercooler side is 100% done. Looks nice and pretty. Pretty symmetrical too, like damn. Straight shot. Love it. So I'm gonna pull this tubing out, get it fully welded, get some of that rust off, and assemble it back up. Look at this, managed to finish all the welding with just the smallest amount of gas left in the tank. That is great. But yeah, I got it all 100% welded. I'm gonna spray some primer or maybe some of that rust prevention spray on it, just so that it doesn't continue to rust. The owner is going to get it sandblasted and painted to match the car. So I think for now, just something to prevent the rust from coming back. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and install it back up. By the way, how cool is this? I'm able to remove the whole front and everything stays in place. Radiator, AC condenser, intercooler, all of that stays all in the car. That's pretty cool. Check it out, I got it all sprayed in black. This is rust prevention paint. You can get that at Auto Parts, whatever store. It's just any rust that's there, it converts it into a paintable surface, and it also it keeps it from growing back. This is just in the meantime before the owner gets this sandblasted and paint matched to the car. But like this is gonna last a long time, and it's not gonna keep getting rusted. But it's pretty much it. I'm gonna add some more tabs for some oil coolers. It's gonna have 2 more oil coolers on top of these 2 for power steering and future dual clutch transmission that he's gonna be adding. So I'm gonna put those on for him. And then also I need to mount somewhere here a overflow tank for the radiator. So I guess I'll show you guys the end results. All right, so the last thing I gotta do is I gotta modify this oil fill neck here, because it's right below the throttle body. That is not gonna work. It fits right below that. So I'm gonna cut it right here before the flange so I can move it around and have it sit somewhere here in between the intercooler and the throttle body. I do have to say this is titanium. It's the first time I ever weld titanium in my life. So yeah, let's see how that goes. All right, so it's just like welding stainless steel. It's pretty easy. All right, I'm gonna keep welding here. And done. It's out of the way. Look at that fitment right in the corner of that power steering reservoir. It fits right there, and that hose still works, so I didn't have to extend it or do any of that. I think that's that worked out just perfect there. This is another piece I had to modify, this filler neck for the coolant reservoir or the overflow tank. It wasn't fitting anymore because it's not sitting on the same location as before. So I had to modify that titanium cooler neck to make it work, and it came out awesome. Alrighty guys, so this is it on my end. I'm done with all the fabrication. This car is getting out of here and it's going to get to a body shop to get new hood, new bumpers, everything freshly painted. I believe he's gonna use the same color, but he might change the whole color of the car. We'll see what that looks like, but this is it for me. Well, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you on the next one.